Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, this class is business studies for students of 11th class. As you are aware of the fact that we are studying the forms of the business, and one of the forms of business is partnership. So far, we have studied in the last lessons we have talked about the partnership, its features, again its limitations, it is advantages. So our today's topic is the limitations of a partnership firm. You know that everything which has some plus points may have its minus points as well, and business is no exception. Especially the partnership kind of business is no exception. It has so many advantages. At the same time, it has so many shortcomings, we may say, or loopholes, we may say, or we may say that the limitations of the partnership. So one of the limitations of the partnership is that unlimited liability. I have already told you that the partners of the business have a limited liability because they have to share the liability of the business, and everybody will get a small share of the liability of the business. But as a whole, so far as the partnership firm is concerned, it has a large amount of liabilities. Its liability is large. So far capital is there and other expenses are there. So it has a large amount of liability. It is one of the limitation of the partnership firm. As compared to the sole proprietorship, Hindu undivided business, the partnership firm has unlimited liability. It has more liability. Next is uncertainty of continuity. I have already told you that every business has a risk, and partnership is no exception. It has also the uncertainty of continuity, and it has more risk of uncertainty and continuity, because this partnership may dissolve with the death of a partner, or when the partners when they are of the consensus, when they are of the same opinion that the business should discontinue, or sometimes if the loss occurs to the business, this also becomes an uncertainty to the business. So unfortunately, when a partner dies, and death is also uncertain to a person, with such things the business can be stopped. It can face uncertainty. So it has not certainty as far as other businesses are concerned, because this partnership firm has so many kinds of uncertainties in case of death of the partner, insolvency of a partner, or again loss to the partnership firm. In these cases, the business cannot continue. Number 3 is non-transferability of ownership. Once a partner has invested with the firm, with the business, his capital remains with him. If he withdraws from the firm will automatically get dissolved. Again, if he dies, the firm will get dissolved. Or when he is satisfied that he will not continue the business, he will give a notice to the business, and again it can be dissolved. It can no longer continue. So it is just useless to say that the capital of one person or ownership of the business of one person may be transferred to anybody other, or this ownership of the business can be withdrawn. No longer, as soon as it is withdrawn, there is no partnership. It gets dissolved. So here, in case of partnership, the ownership of a business can either remain with the partner, or it can never be transferred to any other person. It is again as case of companies, they transfer the shares from one person to another. Although the shares cannot be paid back, they cannot be withdrawn, but they can be transferred. But here in the partnership business, this ownership of a particular partner cannot be transferred to anybody else. Number fourth is scope of conflicts. We see that in case of a sole proprietor, there is a single person. He has to decide everything. He has to share the losses. He has to bear the losses. He has to get the profits. He has to do everything for the business. So he has nothing in common with the others. So there are least chances of conflicts. But so far as the partnership is concerned, there are two or more than two persons. And everybody has his own thinking. Everybody has his own behavior. And sometimes this behavior, this thinking or individual differences affect the partnership business, because all of the partners are equal shareholders of the business. They have a right to say, they have a right to decide, but sometimes the conflicts are created among the various partners of the business, and that also costs upon the business of the firm, partnership firm. So we say that when there are more people, there are more conflicts. There are more conflicts into the business. And it has also been observed on the ground that partnership businesses become the victims of these conflicts as well. Number next is risk of implied authority. Dear students, you know that each of the partners is an agent of the business. They are the owners of the business. So some partners can have positive thinking, and while as the others can have the negative thinking. If there is only a small dispute, so small dispute among the partners, any one of the partners can drag other partners to the court of law, or he may not cooperate. So because he has also a right to say, so he can become a hurdle for the work of the company, partnership firm as a whole, and for the partners as well. So he can sometimes misuse his authority, and we can say that there is the risk of implied authority, because everybody has a right to do something. When he gets any conflict with the business, he can create any kind of hurdle to the business as a whole. So there is the risk of this implied authority as well, because the partner has a authority, a right to do so. Next is limited capital. Limited capital, because there are a few partners in the business, as it is said that in case of non-banking companies, the partners may be 20, and as in case of banking companies, the partners may be 10. So there is a limitation upon the partners partners of a partnership business. So they can so the limited number of persons can invest in a partnership. So there are less chances of increasing the capital. This is again a drawback of the partnership firm, that the chances of raising capital are very low in case of partnership firm, because there are restrictions about the number of the partners of the business. Dear students, today in this lesson we have studied the limitations of the partnership firm. It is enough for today. Inshallah, see you into the next lesson. Good.